Mind if we stop by the waterfall on this trip? I could use a few moments to unwind.
Walter spends a fortune to maintain the lodge, but I'd say it's worth every credit.
Crix's bones. Look at you.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna start doing some scans. Like, right now.
We were right about the anomaly, weren't we? Tip our ears on the tail. What in the blackest sea are you going on about? What did it do to you?
Vladimir, look at these readings. Cardiovascular and neurological levels aren't in the normal range.
I think we're going to need a little demonstration. Mind putting the paces to it? Everyone saw that, right?
Like a literal gift from the heavens.
And also the...
Got no old shipwise for this one. Going to just call weird, weird. Well, I suppose we can't stop you. But I'm joining the Deny Everything to the Public Club for a while.
Seconded. I must insist that you exercise caution when using your newfound abilities.
Can we find more of them?
Already picked one up from the scans. Matches another one of the artifacts we found. In theory, there might be one temple for each. But sifting through all the signs to identify a match is tricky. Impossible if we don't have the right artifact to compare. And even then, it takes time. Not all at once. You'll need to take the home voyage after you found each one. Should hopefully have more potentials for you then. Don't think it's just Fortune's laugh that this temple responded to you. The artifacts, the visions, this power you've gotten, all seems to be the same song somehow. Plenty to think about. Anyway, catch a smile out there. I'll work on finding planet anomalies that match the other artifacts we have.
If you have a moment, I have something I'd like to discuss. I must admit, you've surprised me. I thought you were going to take off as soon as you'd gotten something from us. But I was wrong. I want you for a little soiree I'm planning. It's about an artifact, and our goal is simple. We're going to purchase it. Our seller is a freelance operative in the city of Neon, which means the artifact is almost certainly stolen from someone. I just need a little more presence in the negotiation to show we're serious. And I think you'd be perfect. That settles it then. We just need to make a few stops when we get to the city, and then the drinks will be on me.
Drinks are on you? Now I'm certain there's something wrong with you, Walter.
It'll be easy, I promise. I'll ride passenger on your ship until we get to Neon. Just let me know when you're ready to set off. To the Volai star system, then. I admit I'm a little excited.
If we want to find a place to stay while we're here, I've heard that the Hotel Voli is top-notch.
Nah, smell that? Construction. Incense, industrial chemicals of every kind. But they still can't get rid of the odor of chasm bass. A native species of fish. I often wonder what would have happened if they'd never found out about the psychotropic effects. I mean, on paper, a rich protein source is far more practical value than a recreational drug. But theory loses out once again to practice. Something to do with chasm bass's natural oils, apparently. If you're curious, the name is Aurora. We need to stop by the Stroud-Ekman offices. There are certain authorization procedures when large funds are being transferred, even for something like this.
Looks like some sort of checkpoint ahead. It's probably designed to suck the credits direct. See that shroud covering Neon? Believe it or not, you're looking at the only city in the settled systems that powers itself from lightning.
I'm not gonna say this twice. Get the hell away from me.
And with the crime rating only 16%, your life. Here at Enhance, we offer a full range of cosmetic.
Keep it moving.
If Benjamin Bayou's ego was as combustible as helium-3, he'd be able to provide enough fuel to power every ship in the settled systems. I've heard that Benjamin Bayou has a private penthouse at the top of the tower. The view from up There must be. Stroud Eklund makes some of the finest ships in the settled systems. I'd love to get a look at their
It's all
operations.
right. I just need to have a short chat with my counterpart. Is she in today?
Yes, allow me to bust you in, sir. You know, Mr. Stroud, you are so lucky.
Walter,
Issa.
shall we continue from last time? The luxury cruise line market is completely outside of our core competencies. Investing into it is a mistake.
No, I'm here about... Wait a minute, a mistake. Our ship designers are the best in the settled systems.
They design personal craft and military ships, Walter. Large-scale accommodations and hospitality is a completely different beast. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here I am arguing with my partner, and you're just standing right here. Issa Eklund, the hyphenated Eklund in our glorious company's branding. Oh, aren't you lovely? Walter, wherever did you meet your new friend? I'm jealous.
A colleague from Constellation.
Ah, yes, the daring explorers my partner is so infatuated with. You should hear him reciting that speech.
There's no need to go into that.
Oh, my heart skips a beat when he does it. Really, it does. Such passion. If he talked to the board that way, I wouldn't need to placate them so much. Who was it again, Walter? The founder of Constellation?
Sebastian Banks. His final address before he disappeared. I merely found a group of like-minded individuals. Just like all of us.
I'd say Walter is more of a disciple than a fan. In fact, I've heard him recite this in the lodge on more than one occasion.
Can we move on?
Yes? Why are you here, Walter? The board meeting isn't for a while. Our vacations aren't coming up either.
It's the discretionary fund, Issa. I need all of it.
Ugh. This wouldn't have anything to do with that meeting you've set up at the Astro Lounge, would it?
I never said that. Did you have an agent hack into my files again?
Only after you had one hack into mine. Tell me, can mutual distrust lead to a point where it's actually the same as mutual trust? Oh, don't mind the two of us. Challenging each other intellectually is a cornerstone of our relationship. Now, I must point out the obvious. The Astro Lounge. Huh? It's a remarkably insecure location.
That was the point. Neutral territory in the open.
With no leverage. Oh, you must let me help. It's been too long.
I have this all taken care of.
Some investigation into the cellar. What's motivating them? Then, some preliminary casing of the Astral Lounge for security flaws. Give you the advantage if things go wrong.
Bribe a few bouncers, alter the codes on the doors.
Yes, exactly. I hate being selfish, but I would like some time with my husband. We need to go through the fund authorizations anyway.
James Newell is the broker who knows our cellar. He'll be able to help you find out more about them. And it shouldn't be hard to find the Astral Lounge. Here, let me at least give you some operation funds since I won't be joining you. Meet me back here. Yeah, I'm going to be present for the negotiation. I'm not leaving you to the Neon Sharks, I promise.
I have things for you. Hmm? I do? You must have read my mind. Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Now, you're new here, aren't you? Name's Boone Morgan, your new best friend on Neon. If you're here for a drink or listen to the music, I've got you covered. But if you're here for something a little more exciting, then what are we waiting for? Let's set you up. Here, take a look at the menu. Now, I'm not going to lie. The Aurora is a bit expensive, but let's face it. Can you really put a price on pleasure? The Astra Lounge is one of the safest places. Then I would say you'd be interested in the Astral Lounge VIP package. For a reasonable fee, our security can be your security. We do strive for setting the most reasonable rate. A loss leader. I make you pay less now in the hopes you'll pay more over time. Well, I think we can certainly offer a discounted rate for you, if you were still interested. Excellent. Let me just apply that discount we discussed, and done. We do hope your meeting goes to your satisfaction. Enjoy the lounge. Welcome to the Astral Lounge. Come back soon. Hell yeah! This is awesome!
Back off. That's an order, not a suggestion.
Make sure you check every entry. There might be some embedded data we could use to our advantage.
Cause any trouble and I'll drag you straight to lockup.
Seems like Crimson Fleet is everywhere.
Range of cosmetic and biological stimulants. Be here when you're ready. The Hotel Boulevard. Sleep is on wherever you are. Reliant Medical. Hey there, friend. Need something?
We're fully... Hey there! Welcome to Newell's. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Information isn't usually free.
I think we can work something out. Okay. I don't know much, but I did have one of my freelancers tail the seller back to his place. Sleep Crate 1. Let me write down the unit for you. I had to chase more zone heads out of here.
Food? Check. Neurolamps? Oh, yeah.
Not sure how much longer I can survive.
Show no mercy, leave no quarter. Welcome to Galvin, the Settled System's premier financial institution.
Normally, once we're alone, your shoulders relax. They're taut.
We're on to something remarkable. Maybe what I've always dreamed of.
I can tell. I can see your mind racing.
I haven't even stopped to ask you how you're doing.
I'm fine. The board complains, I assure them. There's the occasional assassination attempt.
So, you don't need anything from me then?
I don't.
Am I just some useless stargazer? You would have been better off marrying a Hope or a Tayo, someone who could be with you at every meeting.
Oh, don't go on about that again. Needing you isn't the same as wanting you. And I'd much rather want my partner than need them. Less complicated.
I know Constellation seems to take up so much of my time. But I never stop thinking of you. Wondering what maneuvering you're doing to take over the company and drive me out.
It's how I show my love.
Any luck out there? Excellent. Good work. Let's head to the Astral Lounge. Goodbye, my dear. See you at the next board meeting?
Oh, I'll be keeping an eye on this little operation. Just in case. Good luck, all of you.
Not sure if those Varun zealots live in space, or got separated from their home planet or what.
All right, we're here. Now, I don't know what the cellar looks like, but they'll have a security briefcase with them, larger than normal. Big enough to hold the artifact. We should split up. The code phrase to identify yourself as the buyer is Ramsey and Travers.
code phrases. My goodness, Walter, I think you're taking this espionage business a little too seriously.
Remember, Ramsey and Travers. We'll meet back near the elevator.
Hey there. What's up?
Don't make my job any harder.
Yes? Well? Out with it. Are we done? Good. Hey, that isn't yours. What do you think you're doing?
I can't be a part of this.
Save it for someone who gives a damn.
Having fun?
The music is amazing! Say, kid, how'd you like to hitch your wagon to a celebrity star? Hmm? That's right. The Mickey Caviar is in the market for a job, and you look like someone who could use a great ship's cook. What do you say? Bummer. Who knew cooking was such an unmark? Look at you. There's just one. Don't think I'm desperate or anything, but you do have a point. But you seem like a good kid. Then it sounds like... I'm gonna take a lap. Gotta sober up a little before I get to work. So long, boss.
Hi! Having fun? I just need a minute. I think that last drink was stronger than I thought.
It's what you said 2 drinks ago.
This place is insane!
I'm flying right now.
Hey, any vacancies on your crew? I'm only looking to earn the going rate. Why is that? Don't think I'm desperate or anything, but I'll do it. Oh. Thanks. Where are you sending me? Be there soon.
Yeah. So, we have plenty of Aurora on hand for your enjoyment. Care for some Aurora? I've got plenty to go.
What is it? Can't you see I'm busy drinking?
Time to party. Go have some fun.
Oh, really? I heard you all have a meeting in a few minutes, don't you? In one of those fancy VIP lounges? Speaking of which, I gotta get going myself. Excuse me.
If you're hiring, I could really use the work. I think you'll agree, Mike. Excellent. No problem. Oh, Captain.
Catch up with you later, Captain.
Haven't seen a Reach in a while.
I just saw Arcella walk by. Good job. That's not surprising. This is a deal over stolen property, after all. Anything could go wrong. Now, before we head in there, let me go over the ground rules. He'll ask for twice what we agreed on. That's normal. He'll probably try to walk out. That's normal, too. Don't worry about the amount we actually settle on. The Stroud-Eklund Discretionary Fund is just a chip to you and me. Our goal is to get him to accept that chip in exchange for the artifact. Anything goes as long as it's in our hands, and we're not dead. How does that sound? Let's just try it my way first, hmm? Remember, that man is selling the artifact for a reason. He might be nefarious, but he might just be desperate. If everyone walks away with what they want, I'll call it a success.
This Aurora stuff!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Aren't you the one who took down the Crimson Sleeve? Buddy and Sis Steph was telling me all about it. Pretty amazing.
So you're Stroud. You look different in person.
Our public relations always insists on doing some touch-ups for the official photos. Embarrassing, really.
Your security here going to stand or sit for this little meeting, making me nervous. So polite. Almost makes me forget what planet I'm on.
Am I to assume that briefcase has our item of interest?
Yeah, here it is.
Well, look at that.
One of a kind, and I know you want it.
I have the amount we agreed on.
Things have changed. I want double.
Now, how am I supposed to do that?
I don't know, but your security here seems to have some fancy gear. Why don't they chip in? Oh, really? And how do you know that? Who talked?
Does it matter? We know you're in a fix, and we're still willing to buy. For the agreed-upon amount.
I got people after me, okay? I can't just settle on what we agreed on. I need more so I can disappear.
That's not our problem. We came here expecting one amount. Now you want another.
You telling me Walter Stroud ain't got the cash? I'll walk out of this booth right now. I leave now. I can get a jump start on the people after me, instead of you all wasting my time.
You'd be on your way already if you just take the money I'm offering you and shut up. What's it going to be? Take or walk?
All right, you win. Hand over the money. This thing is all yours.
Well done. Some high-pressure tactics, but we got what we were after. Time to go home, shall we?
Can I help? Okay.
Stop right there. You're in possession of Slayton Aerospace property.
Ah. Slayton must have been the original owner. We don't need to do this. All's fair on Neon. Am I right?
Hand over Mr. Slayton's property. Now.
There a problem here?
Yes. This armed thug was trying to steal our belongings.
I'm going to need you to back away from our VIPs. Now.
Fine, but you can't stay in the Astro Lounge forever, Stroud. Nicholas Slayton's already got your number.
Slayton is a man of considerable resources. On men into the Astral Lounge. Slayton must be serious about getting the artifact back. We'd better get off the planet quickly.
You good?
Ace. Something's gone wrong, hasn't it?
Slayton has put a bounty on your heads. He squeezed a few palms. Your ship's been impounded at the spaceport.
There goes our way out. CEO of Slayton Aerospace. They're a systems manufacturer. Engines, thrusters. Agreed. Have a talk with the man himself.
Slayton Aerospace has offices here in the trade tower. If Nicholas is moving this quickly, he must be there or close by.
Let's head to their lobby. shall we see if we can make an appointment?
Private sector. That's where the real money's at.
Welcome to Slayton Aerospace. Can I help you? I'm afraid Mr. Slayton is a very busy man. Ah, there does seem to be a hole in his schedule. We weren't expecting a VIP to come through today. Let me just run a few checks. Oh, I think we can make an exception in your case. Mr. Slayton will see you. Just use the elevator.
Hoping to get a meeting? I've been waiting all day.
Wait. This clearly isn't the executive level. He's on to us.
Walter. Taking what's mine and then breaking into my office. A bold move, but one easily countered.
Oh, we're trapped.
Hello, Walter, dear, are you there?
Issa?
Took longer than I'd like, but I managed to pay off one of Slayton's security consultants. They've patched me in.
All right, we've got her out. Once the door's open, just follow her instructions, okay? Well, if my wife and I could gallantly offer your majesty a rescue from certain death, let's go.
Doors will open in 3, 2, 1. Slayton's guards and employees are all over. Be careful. Okay. You'll want to use the vent system to slip around unnoticed. There's a cupboard just to the right of the elevator you came in on. That's the elevator you came in on. Jump right across the top of it and keep going to the end. Drop down and follow the conduit all the way to the end, past the fork. Security is on full alert. No point slipping through unnoticed now. You'll have to find your way to the exit. Trying to shut down what's the weapon? Got it. They're scrambling the protocol. I doubt that'll work.
Get the
outside. You expect us to climb up the trade tower?
There's a series of catwalks that lead directly up one floor to the executive level.
Well, I guess after you.
Damn it! Hey! Just some stupid noise. Found me a target!
Hey, that's not fair.
You're coming in just behind the executive elevators. I'll call the one on the far end, and you can walk right over the top.
You know, it's moments like this that really makes Neon the best place to do business. You steal what's mine. I trap you in the city. You infiltrate my office. I lock it down. Where else can you match wits for the highest stakes but here? You have what's mine. I, indirectly, have what's yours. We are at a stalemate. Although, I do count a few more guns on my side. You do make a bold point, but that doesn't resolve our current dilemma.
Perhaps I can help. We're both people of business, Nicholas. In the same industry, no less.
Yes, I'm beginning to see the opportunity. There is, however, one final detail to disclose. Mr. Musgrove, my former employee, and the thief responsible for our serendipitous meeting, was caught prior to your arrival. I think it would cement our new partnership if you were to decide on his sentence yourselves. If that is your decision, you need only tell him yourself, and then we will handle the rest.
It's a smart decision, one that I fully support.
My security brought Musgrove to my office. I'm sure seeing you again will be a fine conclusion to your previous business.
We have an opportunity to spare a man's life. I know he probably wouldn't do the same for us, but that shouldn't matter.
Oh no. You. Slayton really does have a sick sense of humor. Slayton took it all. Probably in one of his secure accounts somewhere.
I'll settle up with him later. Arbitration, lawyers, all that nonsense.
Please, I was just trying to sell a product, okay? Isn't that why we're all here?
Be lenient. We were taking advantage of his initiative, after all, even if we have found ourselves working with the man he stole from.
Thank you.
You have no idea how lucky you are, Musgrove. If it was up to me, I'd have fed you to the wolves.
A rare moment of compassion for this city. Very well. I'll clear things up with the authorities. You're free to go.
Time to go. Let's talk more back at the ship.
Get going. Mr. Slayton is done with you.
Another day, another shift.
You don't need to worry.
We offer a full range of cosmetic and Live your best life. We'll be here when you're ready. The hotel
You can take Reliant Medical with you wherever you go.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
See that shroud covering Neon? Believe it or not, you're looking at the only city in the settled systems that powers itself from lightning. Ding off right away.
Deal with the man who wanted us dead. I guess we can call that a win. Really? I think there's at least one example of someone who didn't let the corruption of the city get to them.
Neon is such an awful place. How people can stand living there at all is beyond my understanding.
All in all, a great success. Thank you for allowing me to tag along with Constellation's newest star. Yes, I used a pun. Forgive me.
I've got some stuff lifting off now. Sorry.
Nothing like hitting on it.
You hold something you have no right to. My people have killed for less. But I will offer you one chance to hand over the artifact and turn away from this path.
Oh, that's not any type of ship I recognize.
You see much. But our ship is created from a power beyond your understanding. Its semblance to your own vessels only aids us in masking our presence. We are the Starborn, and you are unworthy to possess the artifacts.
Excuse me. On whose whose authority do you get to decide whether we're worthy or not?
Tell us, please. What are the artifacts? What are they for? Did you make them? What gives you more right to them than humanity?
Answering your questions is exactly what we cannot allow. Abandon your thirst for knowledge, or drown in it. We are growing impatient. Cease your attempts to stall for time.
But you speak our language.
We know everything about you. That is why your kind cannot have the artifact. The more you understand, the more damage you will do.
How could just knowing what you are be dangerous?
Our distance from you is the whole point. We interfere now because we must.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the scans. Energy output from that ship is far above the normal range. If we spin up the grav drive now, we have a chance. You really want to risk a straight fight with an enemy we know nothing about? We need to regroup. Bide our time.
We can wait no longer.
Out of here!
Prepare yourselves for oblivion.
You got time for a quick chat? I appreciate it when you're able.
Target's engine is down.
Easy peasy about you, but I've never heard of these Starborn. The speculation part of my brain is in overdrive. We need to regroup at the lodge immediately. Tell Noel to analyze the data off the ship's sensors. Everyone's going to want to weigh in on this.
Absolutely. We have much to discuss.
Fly smart out there.
Let's pop into Outland while we're here, and see if Joe has anything useful to add to our arsenal. While we're here, perhaps we should check in with Mateo or Noel.
How is Neon? Are you okay? No? Okay. I'll start transferring the data over now. Let me just bring it up on here at the table. Is that a prototype? No, that material isn't anything we... What the... Everyone, come take a look at this.
That's no faction vessel or Crimson Fleet. Secret military tech, maybe?
No United Colonies Admiral approved that starship design.
They call themselves the Starborn. Demanded we hand over the artifact. Like we were children, playing with their parents' things.
What do people know? Any offshoot groups go by that name?
None in any corner of the settled systems I've seen. Maybe a distant human colony finally popping its head up. Another house for Varun.
I very much doubt that.
We ignoring the obvious here? A heretofore unknown group who just happens to know about the artifacts. I'm just gonna say it. Intelligent alien life, or extra-dimensional beings. The original creators from the furthest fringes of space.
Or beyond even that. Is the metaphor of avenging angels coming down to keep humanity from forbidden knowledge not apt here?
So, we have a lot of theories, but nothing concrete. Except that they're after the artifacts, and they're willing to take them by force.
You do have a way with words.
Ah, I knew our little family was gaining a class act when I shoved that artifact in your hands.
Noel, start analyzing all the data from the ship sensors. The gravitational wave they caused, scans of their weapons, shields, everything. We're in the dark. We need to learn anything about them we can, including some way to fight them if necessary. Until then, we stay the course, collect the artifacts. It's even more important now that an intelligence we don't know or understand is looking for them. All we can do is be more cautious, but we are not stopping. This could end up being a race we don't want to lose. Vladimir, has the Eye picked up anything new?
Some glints of shine in the dark. Ready to hand them out as soon as you please.
All right. Good luck, everyone. And be careful out there.
I'd like to talk to you about something, when you have the chance.
When the time's right,
Not my first time in a hostile negotiation, as you well know. Admittedly, I usually know more about who I'm facing off against. I'm very interested in what Noel can learn from the scans. The technology on that ship was impressive, to say the least. If there's a chance, we could learn enough to duplicate some of it. I got to where I am by taking advantage of opportunities, no matter where I find them. Might as well make the most of this crazy situation. Goodbye.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. Constellation, the artifacts. That doesn't sound crazy, does it?
You have my attention.
So, I hear you've been making yourself pretty useful around the ship.
I have, Dad. I want to be as good a co-pilot for the captain as I am for you.
Well, you're doing a great job, Stringbean. I'm proud of you. Say, you've been
Dad, and I love it. Now,
Nav deck?
Damn these mercs. Don't have the patience to wait for a real score. You alright over there? Because the bounty on your head. Now, pick 'em clean from... So...
Landing strut primed. Retros firing.
This is definitely not the kind of place I'd set up an outpost.
Ruins are incredible. They're like nothing else in the settled systems.
don't mind bunking on the ship, but nothing is better than unwinding in your own quarters.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but...
You had a hell of a shake, getting bullied in the void. Starborn sure know how to make an entrance. Ready to head back out there? The Eye can help you find the artifacts, but I'm afraid she's blind to our new competitor. Double-check the safety and locks wherever you go, okay? Exploration's dangerous, even without some nefarious group trying to kill you.
Yes? I look forward to it.
Good luck, Andreja. If the concept of luck is something that you believe in, of course.
Luck will not be necessary, but thank you just the same.
Good luck out there on the fringe. Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data. Keep both eyes on the back while you're out. Show the words. Another time then.
Beginning the landing cycle.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Everything's 5 by 5, Captain.
What's going on?
Captain, it is pleasant to see you.
Did you need something? I keep whatever you give me, yes? That is the deal? I am always... I have never been one to shy away from shouldering my share of a heavy load. Goodbye. What does your scanner reveal? This is what Constellation has been for. This place, the starboard. All right. is still hard to believe.
Thrusters firing. Descending now.
How can I be of service, Captain?
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
Meet your death.
This isn't... No!
You can't succeed at that before we are discovered.
Once again, we are triumphant.
happy to be in your debt again.
So what, if we count this incident as the second time I've saved you?
It's not a competition, Sam.
Sure it isn't. So there's that time at the asteroid belt, the one on Neon. So, I still owe you 3, Lillian.
4. You always forget that cargo freighter with the explosives.
4. Definitely 4 then.
But, Captain, in all seriousness, your help is appreciated. I'm glad Blake scooped you up when he had the chance. You're a hell of a ranger. Is Cora on board?
Mom!
Oh, babe girl, it's so good to hear your voice.
Can we come over and visit?
Sadly not now, honey. I'm still on the clock.
Crime never sleeps.
At this point, I'd settle for a cat nap. I am planning a proper vacation one day. I hear Paradiso is nice.
Is this the famous vacation you've been planning since before I met you?
Always with the wisecracks. Captain, nice moves. It's good to know my daughter's in good hands.
What about me?
What about you, Sam? I'm kidding. You always said I need to have a better sense of humor.
Forget I ever mentioned that.
Take care.
Landing gear. Set. Thrusters. Set. Excite. Clear.
What can I do for you, boss?
You've got something for me?
Need something?
Ever since we've started being a couple, things have been going well. Like, really well. But at a certain point, Cora, we gotta make sure Cora's alright with this. Wait, you're not off the hook on this. I'm not sure how much you've talked with Cora, but I think you should. Hey, if you're happy with what we have right now, you don't have to. But if we get much more serious, I need to know Cora's on board. Don't worry about it. She doesn't bite. Well, not anymore.
All is well, Captain. All things considered.
Hey, it's my personal savior.
Always a
Thanks
pleasure.
again for the assist.
Ready for action, Captain.
Sometimes I just want to turn off the grav drive. Good. I've been wanting to ask you something too. Me first. Why did you help us out with Mom? It was super dangerous. I know. I mean, anyone around the two of you knows that. What are your intentions with my father? Good. Just so you know, I like you too. Dad's never been happier. Well, we've never been happier. So if you guys need to sneak off to smooch some more sometime, you have my blessing. That's how it works, right? You're very welcome.
Is there something I can help you with?
Good to see you again.
So, how'd the talk with Cora go? I sometimes wonder how she could be my kid. She's smarter than I ever was. I keep thinking back to what you were saying, that we're lucky. I don't know, luck is too small a word. With so many people out there, the odds of, well, finding you feels like, destiny. I mean, look, I'm trying to play it cool. But you gotta know. I'm crazy about you. And, well, how do you see this playing out? How do you do that? Right when I think I've got it all figured out, you just rock my world again. In the very best way. I mean, I hoped, maybe even prayed. You mean it, right? I'm gonna be with you, and never let go. Well, apparently we're having a ceremony. Anytime you're ready, head over to Aquila City. Figure it's about time to make some genuine good memories at the Coe Estate. Can't wait.
Everything looks good at my station, Captain.
Looking well, my friend.
Boss.
Hello. Hello, Captain.
Glad to be a part of the team.
Sorry. I was lost in a memory for a moment there. How can I help?
Missed the sound of my voice, huh?
You realize how precious life is.
hardly walk 2 steps.
Apparently, we're having a ceremony today. Although right now, it's just me and the mayor cooling our heels here.
Jacob, it's a special day. This always happens.
No, this is my son and his usual sloppiness. He's been that way since he was 5. Listen, you know, I know. Hell, the neighbors know my son and I don't always get along. I do care about him. He's blood. And he gave me Cora. But the way he looks at you have a chance at real happiness together. So, thank you. What? Well, I guess you're right. After the ceremony, it looks like I get to have Cora for a little bit. I don't know if you had anything to do with Sam doing that, but if you did, you have no idea what it means to me. That's the way it ought to be. Awkward small talk over. Lilienhart should have arrived at the starport. Might be nice if someone went to meet her. And better fetch Cora, too. She's exploring the city. Which means she's at Sinclair's bookstore because she's, well, Cora.
It's a rare thing to know that right here and now might just be the best days of your life. Only if it's something about us, my favorite subject. I've seen so much wonder in the universe, been everywhere. But nothing is as magical and wondrous as you. All good things, right?
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle
The answer to the question, if your friend jumps off a cliff, would you? No. No, sir.
Sure. But your shop is like the best in the galaxy. I had to drop by. Oh, hi! I got a new book. Charles Dickens. Fiction. Great Expectations. Not related to today. Or is it? What time is it? Shit! Oh, sorry. Swear. I lost track of time. I wasn't hiding. I told Grandpa where I was. I think I did, at least. No, I totally did. I want to let you know I'm okay with this. The ceremony? Dad is Dad, but he's lonely and you make him happy. And I like your ship loads. Oh, and you, too, of course. Wow. No tears. Big girl. I love you too. Very, very much. So, big day. Let's get to it. I'll get to the estate right away.
Thank you. You, my dear, are welcome anytime.
Mr. Tate, he's a realtor, has been trying to hold him.
So, you're the one that's picking me up? Nice to see you in a less life-threatening situation. Hope springs eternal. Just to let you know, this shouldn't be awkward. Sam and I were never meant for each other, and we both moved on from whatever we had. Someone solicited advice. Be there for him, all the way. He and Cora deserve that. Glad to hear it. I know the way to the Co estate. Meet you there.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, everyone's here. You ready to start the shindig? Okay, I'll let Mr. Cartwright know.
Welcome, everyone. One of my favorite duties as mayor is to preside over joyous occasions like this. Couples like yourselves, full of love and affection and eager to share a life together. Well, it's a blessing.
Oh, we're a blessing now. Mayor's laying it on real thick, ain't he? I had mine with a side of delicious anticipation.
Sam, have you prepared any vows?
Oh, right. Here goes. Life comes easy for some folks. They get most things right the first time. But that has never, ever been me. But this time, I know I got it right. Because of you. I know you've had a tough life, too. But we really are the lucky ones. There are a million, billion stars out there. To find anything that really matters is kind of a miracle. And as the good mayor says, I'm truly blessed. Because I have you in my life. That has been very accurate so far. I feel the exact same way.
I understand you wanted a moment here, Sam?
I never met someone who knew me, the real me, and still wanted to be with me. I want you to have this. It's my Freestar Ranger badge. Looking back, I'm grateful. Because every step and every misstep brought me closer to you.
That's very touching. Excuse me. By the power vested in me from the Articles of Confederation, I officially, and quite happily, declare you life mates. Let me be the first to congratulate you both.
For better or worse, you're part of the Co family now. My boy better treat you right.